This ruling doesn't just preserve the status quo. It literally cements now. It is now a policy that has turned American citizenship into something you can buy with a plane ticket and a hospital stay. It is literally, it has already fueled and will continue to provide a legitimate foreign business called birth tourism, the birth tourism industry. And it is going to continue to allow that industry because they have ignored, or at least stretched far beyond, the original intent of the men who wrote and ratified the 14th Amendment in 1868, 3 years after the end of the Civil War. For those of you new to the show, or maybe you forgot what we talked about, how we got here, let's go back to the beginning. Let's see where this perversion actually started. And that's exactly what this is. See, let's go back to after the Civil War, where our country faced a pretty fundamental question. What do we do with the millions of freed slaves? You had the Supreme Court's infamous and horrible Dred Scott decision that had declared that black people could never be citizens. That was a Supreme Court ruling. So how do you overcome a ruling? By the way, how do you overcome the way they just ruled? It's going to require what they did back in 1868. We're going to have a new one of these. At that time, it would have been the 14th Amendment. For us, I guess it would be the 28th. If we were to do this, ironic that it's 14 and 14. We just double from where we were in 1868. But at the time, we only had 13 amendments to the Constitution. So the 14th Amendment was the answer. How do you get around a really bad Supreme Court decision? You change the Constitution. So the 14th Amendment, the Citizenship Clause, we've read this before, ladies and gentlemen, but let me remind you, because words actually mean things.